with the B minor Prelude and Fugue from the second book, we reach the last stage of this, I hate the word journey, so I won't say it, but of this project that has occupied me for about 2 months and given me much pleasure and much trouble as well. But I was very glad to do it. Now, the fact that it is the last Prelude and Fugue of the entire Well Tempered Clavier leads you to expect something completely exceptional, even more because the last prelude of the first book, the B minor of the first book, Last Prelude and Fugue, was an exceptional pair. In some ways, this is not. This is just another Prelude and Fugue, and this is quite disappointing at first glance. Now, the reason for this is that Bach didn't compose a cycle when he composed those Prelude and Fugues. He just composed 24 Preludes and Fugues, twice. The order was determined by the key, but he never, of course, envisaged a public performance of the full book, let alone of the 2 books. That is a modern idea. So, of course, when we play them all together, we expect a proper finish which has something distinctive about it, and we don't get that. Now you might say that we got that with the first book, so why did we get it if he didn't want to do anything special? Well, the reason is the key. The key of B minor has a special association for Bach, as is made very clear in the B minor Mass, if nothing else. It's a religious key by excellence for Bach. At least it can be that, and that's what the first book echoed. The second set doesn't echo that for the very good reason that he had done it before perfectly well. So there was no purpose for Bach doing again what he had done so brilliantly well in the first book. Here the association is a bit different. It is more to do with the B minor, the second orchestral suite. That is another way of writing in B minor for Bach as a set of dance, and both the Prelude and Fugue have very strong dance character. The Fugue is in fact a passe-pied. There was only another one passe-pied fugue in the Well Tempered, and that was the F major of the first book, which interestingly is the polar opposite of B major. But so we have to take it in that spirit, in writing a set which has this spirit of the dance and relate to the second of the orchestral suite. The prelude I like very much for what it is. It is quite I'm not sure I can find a word with this word. I mean, there is a sense of authority and the slight bluntness that comes with this key. And so on. I play it quite distinctly in 2 different registers. So the first one, which is rather authoritative and almost fierce, and the second one, which is the opposite. So. Of course, playing the piano, I can either decide to have an abrupt transition between the 2 different registers, which is what I do from the forte to loud. But I do build an unharpsichord-like crescendo from the soft one to the louder. So that is using the resources of your instrument in a way that doesn't feel unnatural and yet might take you a little bit further than what was possible at the time. Anyway, it is still, it doesn't have the depth of the first set, but in itself it is actually quite a fascinating prelude. The fugue, again, is a light-hearted piece that seems incredibly unpretentious for the place it occupies in the book. So it just trotters along like this, and it's actually even a very short piece. Now there is only one thing that I absolutely want to mention. I've said before that occasionally I had the feeling that there were some perhaps conscious connection thematically between one set of one book and the corresponding set of the other book. And against all odds, considering how different those two sets are, there is in the fugue, in two moments, a clear reference to the to a section of the fugue of the first book. Now, the moment I'm talking is the moment in the first book which does. Which is one of the most special moments out of all the 48, despite the fact that it's quite a conventional harmonic progression, yet it has something magical about it. Well, it seems to come back. I mean, if I play it bluntly, it passes almost unnoticed, but it's the same thing. It's a passing, fleeting reference. So when I play it, I give a distinct character to these things out of all this rather jumpy piece. So and then I go. I try to make the connection clear because I find it so interesting, and it comes back again just before the end. It is so clearly the same element, thematic element, that in this case I have to suspect that it is actually a quotation of the earlier work. Of course, we shall never know, but. So try to take this set as being just a particular example of a prelude and fugue, but not the culmination of the entire two books of the Well Tempered. Because if you do that, then you are bound to be disappointed, where actually this set has much to offer if you take it in the right way.